So the new mechanic was something that came out of the design experiments, and it was called f-stop. And this is from our f-stop Portal 2, our first mock-up of it. This is kind of the room where you were introduced to f-stop. I'm not actually going to go into the details of the mechanic because hopefully someday we'll use it again. So in this version, we had a new antagonist, and that was Cave Johnson, who actually ended up showing up in Portal 2 for part of the experience. But in f-stop Portal 2, he was the whole show. He was the main character. And these are some concepts from when we were originally casting for him. Originally, he was going to be this southern billionaire, and he eventually kind of transmorgified into the Midwestern millionaire that appears in Portal 2. GLaDOS was not going to appear except in this little cameo where we had this thing called the gyroscopic liability absolver and disk operating system, and referred to as Betty. And she would kind of roll out after Cave Johnson would describe a test and quickly rattle off some legalese stuff that would absolve Aperture of any responsibility for the danger you were about to be in. It was like in those ads for medicine where they show puppies while they're talking about the rectal bleeding it's going to cause. So this was also going to be a new era of Aperture that you hadn't seen before. It was all going to take place in the 1980s, about 20 years before the events of Portal 1. And it was all going to be about this robot uprising. You can kind of see these mannequins in the lower right-hand corner having a smoke break. And I found this picture. I don't know what it is. There's a giant chicken running through some offices. I'm not sure what that was all about. But anyway, so it was going to take place in the 80s, and you were going to get to see a whole new part of Aperture before it had actually been destroyed. So this is the very original, the opening sequence of that game, or of the f-stop Portal. This is where you're waking up in that version of the relaxation vault, if it plays. So that was showing some of the transforming environments that we were going to go for in that iteration.